Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And today I have something from Hellyers Road Distillery from Tasmania. A few people have actually done videos about the distillery, but I couldn't find a single video about the Roaring 40s, the original bottle. Now, over here in Germany, I can actually buy this for 42 euros, which is less than $50. And in America, I found this actually for $100, which I think is a really, really interesting difference in price. In Britain, it goes for about $65 to $70. And so for some reason here in Germany, it's fairly cheap. Now, I got this actually at a whiskey fair. The brand manager, Enno Prof, gave this to me. He was so kind to give me that heel. And he's from Maison Fernand. And they have different whiskeys as well as different spirits, especially plantation rum, that they export into Germany. Now, the original Harry Hellyer in the year 1825 actually came to Tasmania as a surveyor. His job was to actually build a road, which he did. This road actually leads right up to the distillery. That's why those dairy farmers that produce this originally produced this whiskey, they got together, named their distillery the Hellyers Road. Non-chilled filter, no color added, 40%. It's actually 2.5 times distilled. We know the exact same thing from Mortlach there in Scotland, and it's aged in Virgin American charred oak. So the grain, the barley comes from Tasmania, as well as this great spring water that they use for this. Now, Australia, Tasmania belongs to Australia. It's one of the states. It's an island, of course, off the south coast then of Australia. They are experiencing a renaissance of different whiskey producers. There's Sullivan Cove, there's Lark, there's Overeem, and I think 9 or 10 of different ones also as well. And this actually is named after the Roaring 40s. If you're a sailor, and if you've ever watched these around the world sailing competitions, you'll know that they always try to get down to the 40th degree longitude, in order to have that wind. It's like a jet stream at the southern hemisphere, and you have the best winds that always are just roaring. Now, up here in northern Germany, where I live, we have literally thousands and thousands of wind turbines because the wind is always blowing, and this is one of the best places in Europe to have wind turbines. A friend of mine who actually comes from Spain, worked and lived in Tasmania for 6-7 years, came up to northern Germany, says, wow, you have wind here. There's a little bit of wind here. I said, there's a little bit of wind here? He said, yeah, compared to Tasmania, this is just a little bit of wind. And so the wind that just sweeps over Tasmania constantly has to be a whole different category. All right, so enough about the history and about the environment and about the backstory. My nose says, wow. I would not even recognize this as a true single malt scotch, a single malt whiskey. Now, this thing is so different. So, the first thing I get is a lot of young oak wood. And I've already done my German video about this, and I really thought about this, and I concentrated, and I just thought. I was like, got it, green peanuts. I don't know if you've ever had some green peanuts that have not been roasted. They have a special type of taste and feel and even smell. And that's what I get. I get green peanuts. Yep. And it's not my favorite smell here for a whiskey, to be honest. 40%, 2.5 times distilled. Let's try it. Mm-hmm. Wow. I think it's called renasale breathing technique. I don't know if you've ever had like a smoky peated whiskey. You taste it, your mouth is closed, your nose is not, you're not breathing in at that moment, and you don't have a single moment of peat. And in that moment where you open your mouth and you take the breath, that aroma comes up through your nasal passages, down to your nose, and you get hit by this peat. And I got hit by these burnt cashews and green peanuts. It's amazing. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. And then, wow, that green wood, those green peanuts, those cashews that have been burnt a little bit. If you go to an Asian restaurant, sometimes you can get with cashews, and sometimes you can, over here at least, and Europe, we often get our Chinese food with like a peanut sauce. And that's what I get. I get like a peanut sauce. And I know they take just peanut butter and use it in the sauce and so on. I don't really prefer that in my whiskey. I don't know why. Not really my thing. I do like the bottle. I do like the story. I do like the concept of having whiskey all the way from Tasmania, which is basically for me in Europe, literally on the other side of the world. There's hardly a place you can go to that's further away than here, and to try it and to know that they're doing something. And yet, I can only give this like a C minus minus. If you can find it like we can over here in Europe for 40 some euros, $50, try it. If it's $100 like I saw online in the States, sorry, find something else. Go to a different brand, go to Lark, and go to Sullivan's Cove, go to Overeem or whatever else is there. Try to find something from New Zealand. They're also doing magnificent, fantastic things. I'm looking forward to tasting a few whiskeys from them as well. But this is really, really not my cup of tea. I'm so sorry. All right, please like, please subscribe, please tell the others. Videos come out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. My question of the day is, what is the most exotic whiskey you've ever had? So probably it's going to be something from New Zealand, but something from Tasmania is fairly exotic, isn't it? I have a friend, he actually was in Kenya, in Africa, and he actually had a whiskey from Kenya that was made in Kenya. And they actually had barley, and they used it, they fermented it, they distilled it twice, they actually aged it for up to 3 years in an oak container, and they actually tried it, and it was fairly good. It was made for the tourists, of course, and so on, in the upper 1%, but yet it was whiskey from Africa. And that's also something you don't have every day. So what is the most exotic whiskey you've ever had? Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for liking, sharing maybe even, and telling others about this crazy American over here in Germany. Bye-bye.